Money moves like a shadow, slipping through fingers we cannot see, shaping futures before we even know they exist. In the world of technology, ambition is currency, and innovation is the quiet power behind the curtain. Some companies rise like sudden storms, brilliant and blinding, only to leave traces that linger long after the headlines fade. OpenAI was once such a storm. Born in secrecy, nurtured in the minds of brilliant engineers and backed by billions, it promised to unlock intelligence beyond human comprehension. It was more than a company. It was a mirror reflecting humanity's hunger for knowledge, control, and influence. Yet behind the glowing interfaces and sleek announcements, a hidden narrative was forming, one of tension, compromise, and choices that would ripple across the globe. How did a company, celebrated for its genius, walk the tightrope between unprecedented opportunity and fragile trust? And why does its story feel like a cautionary tale for the age of AI? OpenAI emerged at a crossroads of technology and ambition, in the heart of Silicon Valley, a place where ideas become empires and algorithms wield unprecedented influence. Founded in 2015, it entered a world already obsessed with artificial intelligence, where companies competed to create machines that could think, learn, and even anticipate human behavior. With initial backing from tech giants and visionary investors, OpenAI was positioned not just as a research lab, but as a force capable of reshaping industries, from finance to healthcare, from automation to creative arts. Its reach was global, every keyboard, server, and cloud system a potential stage for its intelligence. Yet the story of OpenAI is not told in press releases or product launches. The real narrative lies beneath the surface, in strategic partnerships, the allocation of resources, and the subtle tension between open research and commercial necessity. Behind the promise of benevolent AI, an invisible architecture of influence, control, and power was quietly taking shape, hinting that the rise and fall of such a company would be as much about economics and human ambition as about code. The story of OpenAI begins not with headlines, but with a seed planted in uncertainty. In 2015, a group of engineers, researchers, and visionaries came together with a singular question. Could machines think like humans? And if so, what would that mean for the world? Silicon Valley buzzed with AI startups chasing breakthroughs, yet few dared to envision a project with both the audacity and scale that OpenAI demanded. Early economic conditions shaped their ambition. Cloud computing was expanding, data was becoming the new oil, and investors hungered for transformative technologies. Yet the promise of AI also carried risks, ethical dilemmas, technical unpredictability, and the potential for misuse. OpenAI positioned itself as a counterpoint, a lab that would pursue intelligence safely, while simultaneously pushing the boundaries of what was possible. A blueprint laid quietly in those first months, a structure that combined open research with elite talent and deep pockets, where decisions were calculated, and every hire, every partnership, every funding round became a piece of a larger, invisible architecture. Early choices, like prioritizing reinforcement learning over narrow models or securing massive cloud resources, would echo for years, shaping both its rise and its vulnerabilities. What seemed like a mission to democratize AI was also a careful orchestration of power. A silent engine began to hum behind the screens, one designed to accelerate innovation, attract influence, and ultimately redefine the rules of the game in ways few outside the walls could anticipate. OpenAI's rise was punctuated by moments that redefined its trajectory. In 2016, the lab released its first breakthroughs in deep reinforcement learning, proving that machines could master complex tasks once thought exclusive to human intuition. Investors took notice, pouring hundreds of millions into a venture that promised both profit and prestige. But with visibility came pressure. Expectations skyrocketed, and the balance between open research and commercial viability began to strain. By 2019, OpenAI made a bold pivot. The creation of GPT-2, an AI capable of generating coherent and convincing text, stunned the world. Its potential applications spanned from creative writing to automated decision-making, but so did the risks. Initially withheld due to safety concerns, its release sparked debates about responsibility, power, and the unseen leverage AI could wield. Behind closed doors, boardrooms buzzed with tension. Strategic partnerships with tech giants ensured resources but also introduced governance challenges. Not growth, but consolidation became the mantra. Deals were made, funding agreements structured, and equity leveraged, each move carefully calibrated to secure influence in an emerging AI-driven economy. Then came the next leap, GPT-3 and its commercial deployment. Valuations soared, licensing deals multiplied, and OpenAI transformed from a research lab into a corporate juggernaut. Yet every expansion exposed new vulnerabilities, ethical dilemmas, market dependencies, and the delicate trust of public perception. These turning points reveal a hidden truth. OpenAI's story is less about innovation alone and more about navigating power, control, and influence in a landscape where intelligence itself is a commodity. In every conference room, every funding pitch, every AI demo, the future was being written, not just in code, but in strategy. Beneath the surface of press releases and product demos, OpenAI thrived on mechanisms few fully understood. Its most potent tool was not the code itself, but the architecture of influence it quietly constructed. Strategic partnerships with cloud providers and tech giants ensured massive computing power at favorable terms, a silent lever that competitors struggled to replicate. Commercial licensing became another hidden engine of profit. By granting select access to GPT models, OpenAI controlled both the distribution of intelligence and the value it generated, creating a subtle monopoly in a nascent market. Behind every API call, every enterprise contract, an invisible margin worked tirelessly, converting innovation into leverage. Even public narratives were curated with precision. Framing the lab as a benevolent, open research organization allowed OpenAI to attract talent, funding, and trust, while simultaneously steering strategic decisions toward commercial gains. Every headline, every demo, every ethical pledge acted as a calculated mechanism, shaping perception, capturing influence, and ensuring that power remained concentrated, even in the guise of transparency. In this hidden world, profit was not accidental, it was engineered. OpenAI had built more than artificial intelligence. It had built a system designed to amplify its own authority, quietly turning innovation into enduring power. OpenAI's influence reaches far beyond boardrooms and code repositories. It touches lives in ways both visible and subtle. Every chatbot interaction, every AI-assisted decision, every automated workflow carries traces of choices made decades ago in Silicon Valley labs. Families, workers, and consumers unknowingly navigate a landscape shaped by algorithms designed to optimize efficiency, attention, and profit. Opportunities are amplified for some, constrained for others. Jobs evolve or vanish, creative processes transform, and societal expectations shift. A student's essay, a journalist's research, a developer's workflow, all are subtly guided by AI's invisible hand. Yet the story is rarely about heroes or villains. It is about systems. Wealth, knowledge, and influence are constructed, layer by layer, through strategic design and persistent leverage. In this interplay of human ambition and machine intelligence, identity itself becomes intertwined with economic and technological structures. Every interaction echoes a network of decisions, compromises, and calculated risks. OpenAI's rise reminds us that progress is never neutral, and that behind every innovation, there are consequences shaping culture, belief, and human potential. From a quiet seed of ambition to a global force shaping intelligence itself, OpenAI's journey reveals the delicate dance between innovation, power, and consequence. Its rise and recalibrations remind us that technology is never neutral, and that the greatest breakthroughs often carry hidden levers of influence. As we watch AI continue to evolve, we are compelled to ask, who truly controls the engines of progress, and what responsibilities come with that power? If this story sparked your curiosity, share your thoughts below, like and subscribe for deeper explorations, and remember, the story of intelligence, ambition, and influence is far from over. The next chapter is already unfolding, and we are all witnesses.